It's crazy, man. And I think this is one of the reasons why the rest of the world's like, oh, America doesn't kind of doesn't seem to know what they're doing anymore. We don't even know we want to be too friendly with them, and so China's stepping in there, taking
Yeah.
advantage and doing they're building their empire brick by brick.
Yep, brick by brick, man. And there's other nations that want to join that brick by brick.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt bullied by America,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, we're the world reserve currency. Therefore, what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna just impose our will to the rest of the world. And it's like, if you're the world reserve currency and you're able to impose your will on the rest of the world, that's a there's a chance to unite the world in a way that people have only dreamt of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead, they chose to take advantage of other countries. They chose to take advantage of other nations, and they chose to throw their weight around. I love America, but obviously it's not without its criticisms on the international stage.
So do you see other countries like not only the 19 other countries, but like countries like our allies joining in?
I think so. I think France, bro.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think if any European country will join in first, I think it's gonna be France. France is already kind of beating their chest and making some
Yeah,
noise.
because of the whole increasing the retirement age, right?
Well, no, well that too, but I think Macron is already saying like, hey, look, we're not vassal states. We're our own country too, man.
Yeah.
And so now, he's like, probably I wouldn't be surprised if they're talking to China low key, man, kind of
Sheesh.
making low key
Plotting,
deals. Yeah,
scheming.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
scheming, man.
yeah, man. Somehow Brexit doesn't look too bad now because think about
Yeah.
Brexit. They're their own country now.
Yeah.
They're not part of the EU. They're not. And by the way, I know it didn't have the greatest effects that we thought it was gonna have, but I was pro Brexit.
Yeah, same here. I think that
Um,
wasn't Britain paying for the majority
uh,
of
so money wise they were, but then they were getting benefits. This is what my buddy told me, and it made sense that
yeah.
they were getting benefits from the other side type of deal. Like, okay, if you're paying 35%, GDP. I'm throwing those numbers out. It was a high number, but it wasn't 35%.
Yeah.
But you're getting, let's say, cheap this and cheap that and cheap this
Oh,
and cheap
okay.
this and cheap that, and so they were benefiting a lot from that. Now they don't get any of that, but they're not paying any of that either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not paying a high percentage, but let's see what happens now because they're having issues. I think with their NIH and stuff. Like it's a bit of a mess. But I'm
Wow.
kind of glad they left. You have to understand some people, like, really quickly on the topic of Brexit. You're your own country, but somehow you're taking orders from another country on some of your international policies. So it's kind of weird. A lot of people didn't like that. So people felt their identity was being threatened. But going back to the BRICS thing, um, look, man, seems like people aren't too concerned about this, but I'm a little concerned because even if they might not be stable, it if one European country decides to join, and then maybe the rest might follow, man.
Yeah. Not only that, I know countries like Argentina, their inflation went up 100%, and
I mean,
they're they're telling
100, baby.
yeah, they're telling Argentina to hedge their currency using Bitcoin, but who do you think is going to be the savior to like countries like Argentina that are failing?
I think China for sure. I think China has
Yeah.
a. If I was Chinese people, this is a great opportunity for us to be like, yo, we already got Brazil on board. Let's get Argentina on board. Let's use them. No offense to my Argentinian friends, but let's use them as an experiment for them to be full brick currency. See what happens,
Yeah.
and let's go from there.
That might make other Latin American countries like
Yeah,
jump on as well.
yeah. Brazil is, and if they're showing some industrial progress, and they seem like they're doing good, bro. Could be it, man.
Man.
I'm concerned. I'm really
I
concerned
think
about that.
Mexico also was part of the 19 countries that wants
Yeah,
to join.
Mexico. Yeah, I'm like, Mexico for
Bro,
real, bro. We
yeah.
was just saying that you the ones, bro. Like, we were just saying you the ones we should send
Yeah.
manufacturing to. So Mexico wants to join. I think it's also, it's kind of like the leadership it seems like it's a mess right now at the White House.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's time for new leadership, man.
It is time for new leadership, and I look forward to